If sitting still and reading your Bible sounds like torture right now, but you still want to get into the Word, I got you. Welcome to today's bite-sized Biblecast. Also, there is like the coziest thunderstorm happening right now, so please enjoy the little ambiance. Today we are in Luke chapter 6. Today's verse of the day from YouVersion is just verse 36, but if you have been with me for any amount of time, you know I like to not just stop at the one verse of the day. We're going to read the entire little section, not the whole chapter, but we're going to start in verse 27, and I'm reading out of the NRSV UE. And the section, Prepare Yourself, is titled Love Your Enemies. Let's get into it. But I say to you who are listening, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you. If anyone strikes you on the cheek, offer the other also, and that doesn't mean what you think it means. We'll talk about that in a sec. And anyone who takes away your coat, do not withhold even your shirt. Give to everyone who asks of you, and if anyone takes away what is yours, do not ask for it back again. Do to others as you would have them do to you. If you love those who love you, what credit is it to you? For even sinners love those who love them. If you do good to those who do good to you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners do the same. If you lend to those from whom you expect to receive payment, what credit is that to you? Even sinners lend to sinners to receive as much again. Instead, love your enemies, do good, and lend, expecting nothing in return. Your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High, for he himself is kind to the ungrateful and the wicked. Be merciful, just as your Father is merciful. Oh my goodness, I really hope you can hear this rain. Okay, I took my microphone out, so hopefully you can hear the rain while I'm talking, and it's not going to cancel the noise. This is my favorite kind of weather. Okay, let's get into it. Sorry, I think I can hear my little guy up and moving, so we are on a bit of a time clock here. Let's keep moving. Of course, this is a passage that we've all heard a million times, and we know the concept of loving our enemies, but actually putting it into practice can be very, very different and a lot more difficult than thinking about it in theory. And a thought occurred to me yesterday while I was sitting in church that now, with this being the verse of the day today, kind of has an interesting juxtaposition. Almost too much juxtaposition, like it's just right up to the line, but I'm gonna let it slide. Bonus points if you know that reference. So I was sitting in church with my husband yesterday, and for those of you who don't know, this is my second marriage. My first marriage, my ex would agree with me on this, was absolutely terrible. And so we ended up getting divorced, which was a lot of sanctification for me, and I ended up meeting my now husband, Cameron, who is the most Christ-like person I have ever met in my entire life, and being loved by him has taught me so much about how Christ loves us. And so I was sitting in church with my husband yesterday. He had his arm around me, and we were like all snuggled up, and he was kind of like rubbing my shoulder, and I had my head like against his head, and I was just thinking about how loved and safe I felt in that moment. And then it hit me that in this relationship, in this marriage, Cameron's affection to me is a proxy for God's affection to me. God is able to show me his love through the love of my husband. And that just for some reason had never struck me. And it struck me, it was kind of this aha moment. So I leaned over and I whispered it to my husband, and he was like, oh yeah. And then reading this morning, you know how there's kind of the idea of like, oh, somebody needs a hug. When people act in ways that are unsavory, that are rude, that are selfish, that are whatever the case may be, a lot of times, yes, they do need affection, and they need Jesus. And reading this morning, it kind of clicked for me of, oh, loving our enemies is not just about us. It does a lot of good for our heart. It does so much for our heart when we choose to forego what feels like our birthright of righteous anger, and instead choose an unnatural emotion towards people who hate us, who despise us, who persecute us, who say terrible things about us, who treat us poorly, even who just disregard us or have disdain for us. Choosing that unnatural emotion isn't just about the work in our heart, and it's not just about the human-to-human interaction. Our affection towards, our love towards people on earth who despise us is a proxy for God to be able to love that person directly, tangibly, sometimes physically. Like, have you ever given a hug to someone that you really don't like and you're like, really doing the Lord's work? Yeah, you are. And we're going to keep this one really, really short today. I have 2 prompts for you. With most of these bite-sized Biblecasts, I like to give a prompt or 2 for you to break out your journal or go for a walk and think about it or voice note about it. Basically, just think through it and process the prompts in some way, whatever is going to work for your brain, your capacity right now. The first is to sit with your journal, or however you want to process this, and ask God to show you the ways that he has loved you recently. This isn't something that we really think about very often. Of course, we all have kind of those monumental things in our lives that we can point at and go, oh yeah, this was God working. I certainly have many, many of them. But ask God to show you, what are the little ways that he's loved you lately? What are the little things he's done to show you his affection, to show you his support and his love and his encouragement? And then once you have a little list, I want you to ask him who he needs you to give that love to, who he needs you to be that tangible point of connection for, especially if it's someone who maybe is not your favorite person or someone you feel is undeserving. I had to work through something in my heart this morning to be very vulnerable with you, where I was like, okay, God, but I feel like some of the people that you've given me to do this whole love your enemies thing, I feel like they're not very deserving. I kind of wish I had like a more deserving person in front of me that I need to love on your behalf. And yeah, I kind of got my hand slapped a little bit. He kind of was like, so you're missing the point. It is not about you. It is not about them. It is about me and my glory and my purposes being furthered. And I was like, okay, all right, I'll take that note. And especially when we're living in a very divisive time, incredibly divisive, this can be a really tall order. I also said we would talk about the whole turning the other cheek thing, so we'll touch on that briefly before I let you go here to go work on those 2 prompts, which again are ask God to show you the ways that he has loved you lately, and 2, ask God who he wants you to be that tangible touch point of his love for here on earth. Now the turning the other cheek thing. I love the Bible Project. The guys over there are so intelligent, they are so articulate, and they do such a great job of breaking down theological concepts, digging into the original context, the historical context, the cultural context, all of that. And I was listening to it a little while ago. Tim Mackey, I forgot his name for a second. Sorry, Tim Mackey. Tim Mackey was explaining that the concept of turning the other cheek is actually about basically correcting someone's view of you and giving them the opportunity to try again. So in the Jewish culture, if someone slapped your face, I believe it was with an open palm, that was a sign of disrespect. Whereas slapping with the back of the hand, I think I'm getting this right, I should probably look this up, was kind of a peer-to-peer rebuke. So one was like punching down, essentially saying like, you are beneath me and I'm correcting you. And the other was peer-to-peer saying, hey, I'm gonna correct you. Turning the other cheek is not about saying, hey, yeah, hit me again, here you go, it's right here, I'm gonna take more of it, I can take your abuse. That is not it at all. It is saying, I will hear what you have to say, but you're going to speak to me respectfully. You are going to do it with honor. You are going to do it face to face. You are going to do it peer to peer, because I am not beneath you. Here, try again. I'll try to find the Bible Project episode and link this in the show notes on my podcast, which is now, it had been the True Grit podcast with Rachel Grit. I have renamed it recently to the Jesus and ADHD podcast, which I'm very excited about. Hopefully that helps me with all SEO things, which is super fun. It's like, yeah, SEO is so much fun. Yay, marketing stuff. But yeah, so that is all I have for you today. I would love if you are listening to this on a podcast platform. I would love for you to subscribe to the show. I would love for you to rate 5 stars. That helps me to find other people who need to hear things like this. I would love for you to share this with a friend. And if you have not already, I would love for you to download the 1 Hour to Quiet the Noise journal. That is a free journal that I've put together to help you find and make a plan to eliminate sources of chaos in your life, one ridiculously teeny tiny action step at a time. That is free. You can find that at the link in my bio, and there will also be a live version of walking through that together, because I got some feedback from people that had downloaded the journal, and I had asked them like, hey, did you get to it? Every single person who responded was like, oh shoot, I forgot about it. So we're doing a live work through here on TikTok that will be happening every other Tuesday, I believe at 10 a.m. But there will be details for that when you sign up for the noise journal. Excuse me. So definitely go download that. I've gotten some really good feedback that has been really helpful in helping people kind of pull together the thoughts that have been in their head, put it on paper, and as ADHDers, we tend to want to take on everything all at once. This is designed to help you pick one teeny tiny action step that's going to be repeatable, sustainable, actionable, and effective. So that is free. Go check that out in the link in my bio. And thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.